How the Bosnian War started.
You're looking at 𝐂𝐥𝐤 𝐔𝐧𝐬. He's the father of the groom, Milan, who's getting married today, and he couldn't be more proud. Their small apartment in Sarajevo is bursting at the seams with friends and family, all ready to celebrate the newlyweds. It's a day of joy, and probably the happiest day of 𝐂𝐥𝐤's life. But in less than 3 hours, 𝐂𝐥𝐤 will be dead.
You never know when your time will come, bro.
It's already written, bro.
You start a wedding. I know someone I went to college with, bro. Got married. Uncle dropped right in the middle of the wedding. Dead. Heart attack. Wow.
Her uncle?
I'm not going to say if it was a guy or girl. And if that was a bad omen, I don't know, because that marriage didn't last.
Damn, bro. I had a cousin that sadly passed away on the way to a wedding. She had her a nice dress on, and you know how women don't want to like wrinkle their dress and all that stuff?
Actually, I got a lot of stories like that.
She didn't wear her seatbelt. Went flying through the window. Really sad, bro.
I know someone that was celebrating a wedding. They were like about to have fun the day before, jumped in the water. The guy was only like 20-something years old, had an aneurysm, died, destroyed the whole wedding, everything. These are people I know personally. You never know when your time's going to come. So this doesn't shock me. This is the truth, kids. That's why it's important to stay connected to your creator. You don't know how long you have left. You think just because you're 12, you can't. You know how many 12-year-olds I've buried, and 15-year-olds, and 18-year-olds, and 20-year-olds, and 40. Like you swear you know tomorrow, bro.
I'm definitely making it to 70.
Do you know how many people have died that didn't know they were going to die that day? Stay connected to your creator, because ain't no one coming in the grave after you, I promise you. You're going to be alone in there. You have to face the angels.
It's the early 1990s. Yugoslavia is a state made up of several different ethnicities: Serbs, Croats, Slovenes, Bosniaks and Albanians, to name a few. And it's falling apart. Years of corruption, inflation, rising nationalism and tension between the many ethnic groups has finally reached a breaking point. And now, less than a year ago, Serbian President Slobodan Milošević took control of...
My family's dead because of this guy, bro.
This is the guy?
It's the butcher of the Balkans, bro.
The shared Yugoslav military. He's now the most powerful man in Yugoslavia. Publicly, he's begun talking about uniting all Serbs into one giant state, without Croats, Albanians or Bosniaks. To most, it sounds like ethnic cleansing. And for Bosnia's president, 𝐒𝐥𝐤 𝐒𝐺𝐻, it's clear what needs to happen. Bosnia will leave Yugoslavia. He's called for a vote of independence, and as expected, his Bosnian Serb colleagues are far from pleased.
Vi hoćete u Hagu da postignete da je ovo treća ili četvrta republika koja neće da živi u Jugoslaviji, a to ne možete jer mi hoćemo da živimo u Jugoslaviji.
This is 𝐕𝐸𝐸 Karadzic, leader of the Bosnian Serbs.
War criminal, bro.
And right now, he's speaking in parliament.
He hid for years. They chased him. This guy killed. You know how many people this guy killed, bro? How he evaded detection was he lived in Serbia acting like an Orthodox monk.
Wow.
Bosnian Serbs. And right now, he's speaking in parliament with a message for 𝐒𝐳𝐵𝐺, a threat.
Don't think you won't lead Bosnia and Herzegovina into hell, and the Muslim people have perhaps the execution, because the Muslim people can't defend themselves if there's war. Because what happened here is this. He's a Serb, right? Yugoslavia was ruled from Belgrade, which is within Serbia. So Milošević is a Serb. This dude's a Serb. But in Bosnia and Croatia, it was a little mixed. Like, there was a lot of Serbian villages, so they was like sprinkled in and out throughout their territory. When the Bosnians and the Croatians finally said, like, yo, we're done with you guys. We're done being under your system. We want democracy. We want, right? They were so intertwined in some ways but they didn't get the guns. And then the West put an arms embargo on the Bosnians, not even allowing them to buy weapons to defend themselves, bro. They're going against a professional trained military, dude. I wonder why.
Has just openly threatened the president.
Day by day, we are faced with worsening relations and with open threats in public. This is the Bosnian Prime Minister. I still want to tell the citizens of Bosnia and Herzegovina, don't fear, there won't be no war. Yeah, there won't be no war. The war that came, my friend. Based on some facts and on some verified facts. Therefore, sleep peacefully. There is no need to fear, because it takes two for a fight and a quarrel. Meaning, like, we don't want to fight. We just don't want to live.
Despite the public threats from his Serbian rival, 𝐒𝐫𝐧𝐧𝐲 is convinced that 𝐁𝐞𝐤 is bluffing. And for a moment, it looks like he's right. On the day of the vote, nothing happens, apart from a Serbian boycott, which was expected. And with a Bosniak and Croat majority, 𝐒𝐫𝐧𝐧𝐲 wins. Back at the wedding of Nicola's son Milan and his bride Diana, no one's thinking about the risk of a civil war. With the ceremony over, the wedding guests drive to Sarajevo's old part of town for the reception. Along the way, they wave Serbian flags from their cars, honk their horns through the streets, and sing out of the windows. By pure chance, the party convoy passes a known Bosniak gangster walking on the side of the street. And when he sees the Serbian flags, he's furious.
Because he's probably thinking, that gangster's probably thinking, oh, they're flying the Serbian flag because they want to throw it in our face that they're going to keep control of Bosnia. So these poor bastards, and my heart goes out to them, okay? My people might get mad at me. Listen, they're civilians having a wedding. They don't know they're about to walk into a shootout. So any innocent civilian life lost is horrific.
Doesn't matter who it is, bro. White, black, Jewish, Muslim, Christian. Someone said, bro, when Bosniaks got armed, you have to understand, we had nothing. Our men were jumping on the tanks without anything in their arms.
Yeah, they had nothing, bro.
And literally ripping the weapons out of hands.
A couple bullshit rifles, maybe, a couple bullshit pistols, against artillery, against helicopters, jets, against, bro.
This is in the 90s. Like this, it's not
basically,
that long
bro,
ago.
it was like Gaza, bro.
Off screen, the man has just entered the car park with a gun. 𝐂𝐞𝐤 is dead.
Wedding, dude.
By all accounts, it was a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But it doesn't matter. Serb leaders are quick to call it proof their communities are no longer safe, while Bosniak officials call it the act of a reckless criminal. To make matters worse, the gunman, though quickly identified, is not arrested. That same evening, armed Serb militias loyal to 𝐁𝐤𝐤 throw up barricades and checkpoints.
This is just more proof that white people coming together, whites need to get together. It has never worked throughout all of history. The only thing that can truly bring people together is their love for submitting to God. Nothing else. Literally nothing else can bring people together. Bro, like even just yesterday, I was out at a restaurant and I go into the bathroom. And I wanted to buy some gum from the guy in the bathroom. Some black dude.
Your breath was smelling like shit, probably.
Yeah. And so it's taken me like a super long time to be able to Zell him because my app's not loading and whatnot. The internet was slow. And I looked at him. I was like, Muslim? He goes, yes, alhamdulillah. And I said, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, bro. Dapped him up. And this black guy in the bathroom at a restaurant at night. Like, dude, the light and the smile on his face that comes from that, bro. Like, no love for a sports team, no love for an artist, no love for your country can bring that kind of light to your face, can bring people that close together. It's just like, it's so surreal to be in our position and see that this faith is the universal religion that could bring everyone together and truly bring peace to earth if we actually followed it. You loved each other for the sake of God.
I don't like taqiyya.
Taqiyya.
Points across Sarajevo. Local police are completely powerless, and within hours, the capital is effectively under Serb control. The next day, 𝐒𝐫𝐧𝐴 and 𝐁𝐤𝐤 meet to calm things down, and hopefully bring an end to the tension before it escalates any further. What 𝐒𝐫𝐴 doesn't know is that 𝐁𝐤𝐤 has already been given backing from Milosevic and Croatia's president to split Bosnia.
I can't believe how much of the waterfront Croatia got. He took like all of it. You guys see that?
They left them nothing, bro.
In secret, Milosevic starts to transfer Bosnian Serbs from the Yugoslav army directly into 𝐁𝐤𝐤's Bosnian units. Overnight, his force goes from a few scattered militias to more than 80,000 troops. On top of that, Milosevic also sends his soon-to-be infamous paramilitary.
It's a good video, right?
Among them are some of Serbia's most hardcore ultranationalists.
This guy, dude.
And
this guy was ruthless, bro. This guy did crimes that you can't even describe without getting the channel completely shut down, bro.
That bad.
Horrific things, bro.
To men and women.
Made fathers and sons do stuff to each other.
Oh, God, bro.
Made a brother, like, bang his daughter. Like, bro, father sleep with their daughter, like, in front of them. Like, bro, sick shit, bro.
That's literally what doesn't get more demonic.
Push
than that,
play,
bro. A lot of celebrities have done stuff like that too. Is for deals.
Been given one order to remove anyone that isn't Serbian by any means necessary. Their first target is the city of Bijeljina in northeastern Bosnia in early April of 1992. It takes the heavily armed Serbian forces just 3 days to capture the city. On the final day, the soldiers track down and round up any known Bosniaks and supporters of 𝐒𝐫𝐦𝐻. They're then lined up on the side of the streets and the town square and executed. The ethnic cleansing of Bosnia has begun. In Sarajevo, tens of thousands of Bosniaks, Croats and Serbs flood the city centre, marching together for peace. Suddenly, some of the demonstrators decide to march towards 𝐂𝐥𝐤𝐿's party headquarters, the Holiday Inn.
That's not where I was staying, was it?
Okay.
Yeah, bro. I just went to Bosnia 5 months ago. And it was crazy, dude. All the bullet holes are still in the walls and stuff. You can really still see the effect. Remember this. Throughout all of time, whenever there's been an execution or a civil war broke out, the people were going to work. They were having weddings. They were drinking and partying. They weren't thinking that stuff was about to go down for them. Every empire never believed they would fall.
Until they did.
Yeah.
They have a lot in common, you know, language-wise, stuff like that, music stuff. Religion was the only thing that separated the two. So when Americans think like, oh, you know, how's anybody gonna know who to like shoot? Bro, people that look similar, sound similar, only difference really is religion. They figured it out. If they can figure it out, don't think that this can't happen in America, bro. Because it can. And they want
They
it.
don't know that 𝐂𝐿𝐴𝐺 has placed snipers on top of several buildings around the hotel, and as the crowd attempts to storm the lobby, they open fire.
So they didn't want to de-escalate at this point. They clearly wanted to
Chaos.
bring the war on because they had the heavy guns, heavy artillery, and they wanted to make sure that they could grab as much land as they could.
Across the east of Bosnia, 𝐂𝐿𝐴𝐺's units move into towns with largely Bosniak populations. Civilians are dragged from their homes, beaten in the streets, or taken away at gunpoint. In Zvornik alone, around 2,000 people vanish in just a few days.
It's just
Any
crazy
remaining
how,
survivors-
It's just crazy how, like, overnight,
Over nothing.
you start taking out your neighbors, bro.
Over nothing.
Like, they live side by side for a long time, bro.
And the
Just
people listen.
overnight, bro. It's sick to me, bro.
And the people and the soldiers listen.
Yeah,
Are told to leave the city. A week ago, 49,000 Bosniaks lived in Zvornik. Now, not a single one remains. 5 centuries of Islamic life and culture have been wiped out.
they destroyed every mosque.
It doesn't take long before the Bosnian Serb forces control 3/4 of Bosnia. And so their final target, Sarajevo, is
Capital.
next.
It's completely surrounded. Look at that, bro. And it's all mountains. So they would be up in the mountains shooting down into the city.
For the next 4 years, 𝐂𝐿𝐴𝐺 will bomb the city every single day, hitting homes, hospitals, and schools. Food, water, and electricity will run out after just a few months. Over 100,000 people will die, and more than 2 million will be displaced. Not until in late 1995, after NATO airstrikes forced Milosevic to negotiate peace, the Bosnian War and genocide will end. 𝐂𝐿𝐴𝐺 was arrested in 2008 after more than a decade in hiding. Milosevic was arrested in 2001 and sent to The Hague
Pause.
soon after.
Bro, if I'm not mistaken, like half his family took their own lives, bro. That's the background this guy has, but watch.
You guys wonder why there's 7 levels of hell. Here you go. 𝐁𝐞𝐤 has a 99% accuracy rate right now. So, damn, bro, this is hitting me. It's so sad, bro. Just wait till they come for the Muslims. We're going to be the first ones rounded up.
Look at this. This is who this guy was. Okay, you see this guy right here?
Yeah.
Where is he? You see this sick bastard right here?
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Wow. Wow.
his mother, his uncle.
His father, his mother, and his uncle.
Okay? And that's who was in charge of this country. Someone that was clearly mentally ill, bro. Sick. You can't lose your mom and dad. Like, they take their own selves out. I mean, they don't find that to be crazy?
Yeah, I've never heard of that from anyone.
Sick. Bro, what's my name, son?
Yeah.
Both were charged with genocide and crimes against humanity. 𝐂𝐥𝐤𝐿 was found guilty on all accounts and sentenced to 40 years in prison. Milosevic died of a heart attack in 2000.
I think they took him out. Or he took himself out so they couldn't get a full guilty on him, you know?
2006 in his cell before his trial could conclude. For 𝐒𝐥𝐬𝐺𝐵, peace came at a price.
You have seen what war has wrought. You know what peace can bring. Seize this chance and make it work.
How crazy I met this guy, bro.
Is that true? Look at the chat. Did they actually fund the Serbs?
Who?
The Chosens?
They sent them weapons and training. You didn't know that?
I know recently. I didn't know back then.
No, they did it back then. They
In an
trained
effort
them.
to end the war quickly, the US focused on securing peace at any cost. Seeing Bosnia's government exhausted and surrounded, it was decided that the burden of compromise would fall on them. The result was a peace deal that left nearly half the country under Bosnian Serb control and built a state divided into two. More than 30 years later, many Bosniak and Croat families still haven't returned to the homes that were taken from them during the war. Thousands who survived extreme human rights abuses are still waiting for justice. But with the international trials long over and leaders in Bosnia's Serb-controlled region denying many of the crimes ever taking place, the chances of that ever happening are almost zero. As for the man who killed 𝐂𝐥𝐤𝐿, in 2007, on his way to morning prayers, he was shot and killed outside his apartment in Sarajevo. His killer was never found.
Yo, this guy's editing is phenomenal, bro. Huge shout out to Penguin History, bro. Amazing videos.
A lot of people lost their lives in that conflict. That's when I became politically active. I was a young boy, but I was going to all the protests to lift the arms embargo so the Bosnians could defend themselves.
That was the first protest you went to?
Yeah, I drove all the way to D.C. I didn't drive. I was too young. So, yeah, the world allowed a lot of Bosnians to lose their lives, bro. And it seems like the Balkans is heating up again, and I think the West and the powers that be want to drum the drums of war again to stir the pot, because every so often that's what happens in the Balkans, bro.
Why would we? Why couldn't we all just live in peace?
Bro, it's crazy. You know how much they had in common, bro?
Languages are similar.
Bro, they intermarried a lot. You know, like a Bosnian would, like, and now, like, it's not as much, I don't think, unless the new generation's forgetting very quickly what happened. So, in any event.
And guess what we didn't do once this whole video? Blame Christianity. Blame Catholicism. Not once do we blame these atrocious actions to a person's faith. It's not teach you to go and do that at all.
I experienced this pain firsthand, bro. Lost a lot of family, bro.
Let us know if you want us to do more of these history videos. I enjoy watching these, especially Penguin History is fire. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the smash button, and that's it from us. If you want to watch the replays of these lives, you have to be a member. Peace.